probably think picking the right influencer for your track is super easy. They're gonna make a video like this one with your track behind it. Everybody's gonna watch it, replay it, and your track's gonna blow up. But did you know your track could end up like the Fyre Fest? Okay, I'm sensationalizing it, I know. But I got some tips and tricks to pick the right influencer for your track, so let's talk about it.
So without further ado, hit that smash button and like it. Subscribe, it's awesome.
What's up everybody, Garrett from Track Sounds here, multi-time Billboard chart and music producer and music marketing expert, here to give you some game on how to get your track to some of these influencers out there. We're gonna talk about the best ways to find one and the ways to find the fake ones. But before we do that, I got a question of the day. Have you ever tried influencer marketing and what do you think about it? I know it's a very highly contested topic, so I would love to hear in the comments what you actually think about it. And have you ever tried it before? But let's get into why you're here and get the ball rolling with your marketing strategy. So there are 4 keys to finding the right one. The first one is setting your goals and identifying your target audience. The second one is targeting which influencers you're gonna go after. The third one is checking their engagement and their relevance. And then the fourth one is analyzing the results. When we talk about the first step, which is setting your goals and identifying your target audience, this needs to be something that you set a quantifiable goal and know what you're trying to achieve. Don't just say, I want to get my track into some influencers' hands. Decide how many streams you want to achieve out of this, how many followers you're hoping to gain from this, how much engagement you're hoping to get within their comments or even more within your own comments. So define what is success to you when you're running this program. This will give you a better idea if something actually worked or if it didn't. And the other big key is defining who this song is for or what your target audience you're going after is. You don't need to say the whole world is gonna love your song, because unfortunately that is not true for anyone out there. Even Drake, the probably greatest artist of our generation, a lot of people do not like Drake's music. So you gotta keep that in perspective when you're putting out a song. You need to figure out what your target audience is and which influencers are gonna fit that target audience. So now you're ready to target your influencers. You need to make sure they fit your brand, as we talked about in the first one. Make sure whatever your audience is that you're going after, this is the style audience they have and their brand is gonna match what you're trying to push with your music. Now, there's 2 different ways you can find your influencers. There's the paid way and the free way. So with the paid way, you have different websites you can go out there and find, submithub.com, Zebra Music, songfluencer.com. There's tons of them. You can Google them and look for. Or you can also start to go look after some of these macro influencers, the ones with tons of followers or a good bit of followers, and start to get prices. Search through hashtags that may fit your relevance, search through posts, and start to get an idea of who may be somebody you want to consider actually to influence your song. So if you want to do the free way, what you're gonna do is it's gonna take a little more work, but you have to find smaller influencers. Just because somebody has 1,000 followers or less doesn't mean they couldn't be considered an influencer as well. Find smaller channels and people out there that may want to get some involvement with your music. Engage with some of their content first, be genuine. Find somebody that maybe does paintings or something like that. Compliment their paintings and say,
hey, if you ever want to draw a painting to my song in the background, I'd love for you to do that, and I'd shout you out on my page.
It may be something that they're interested in. If you get this done enough times, you'll slowly build up an organic fan base through some of these micro influencers, basically. And this will help you skip having to pay some big influencer to try to press it, especially if you find a lot smaller ones. And you have to dedicate more time to this, but this is what you get by not having to put up the money to do it. So then the third key is making sure you check their engagement and their audience. There are quite a few ways out there to audit people's profiles, for lack of better words. You can simply go on there, look at their comments. It's very easy to fake followers and it's very easy to fake likes. Go into the comments and see if there's generic comments in there, or if there seems like there's some that have some genuine interaction. Go to the person's page that commented and look at their page. If it seems like a bot page, it probably is a lot of bots that are commenting. So don't be afraid to not commit to somebody just because you think they have a fishy looking page, because there are quite a few fishy looking pages out there. Fishy. There are a few websites out there that you can use. Hypeauditor.com. Heapsy is another one. There's a couple other they have free features, and then you have to pay to get some more access. So if you're really concerned about somebody being a real brand, don't be afraid to try to get these analytics, because they can help you save a bunch of money by not using a fake follower. But they do have some free versions of it as well. These will help you show what kind of engagement they actually get on their profiles and what percent of their followers may be fake. Anything under 1% on the engagement rate is already super suspicious. A lot of engagement rates have come down just because Instagram has been trying to bring them down. just so that people spend money in the ads, but anything under 1% is absolutely a stay away. Also check to see if they're doing a bunch of brands and a bunch of sponsored posts, because if so, it may be something you want to step away because their engagement may not really like that and they may be kind of over all the posts they're putting up. You may have a better engagement rate if you find somebody that doesn't do too many brands. That's why smaller ones work better, because they're usually on the come up. So now the last step is you need to analyze the results. I always say try to space out your influencers as much as you can. That way you don't just put them all in one day and then you don't really know where a lot of the, you don't really know where a lot of the streams came from or the engagement. Try to separate them at least a day or two apart. And the other key I like to do is make sure you try to put Instagram one week and then TikTok the next week, or however long your plans are. Try to space them out that way. That way you can see, okay, cool. I had a much bigger engagement spike on my Instagram week than I did on my TikTok week. Maybe I need to do more Instagram influencers. So make a database after that. Know how much you spent with each person. Know who turned you down. You'll know the good and the bad. That way going forward, you'll know if you want to use somebody else, or you'll know that there's some red flags that you should have saw at the beginning with that influencer. I don't want to take up too much of your time, because I know you got to go get some of the TikTok dances going so you can become an influencer. But I just want to make this short video just so you can find out what are some great ways to do influencer marketing and some tips and tricks. I personally think it's a really organic way to get your song out there and into people's ears, but make sure you got the right influencers that we talked about. I'm gonna go watch the rest of the Fyre Fest documentary to see where else they messed up at. Peace, see y'all tomorrow.
Smash it! Smash the like button, please. Like this channel. Garrett is awesome.